and Grime Show. This is B Grimes and Taz, and this is our interview with Billy Blass.
What's up? What's up?
All right, what's going on?
So, man, you're from New Jersey originally. You want to tell us about that, what it was like growing up, and your experiences?
Yeah, man. I'm originally from Jersey. I'm out in California now, and growing up in Jersey was pretty cool. It was, I had fun as a kid. You know what I'm saying? To elaborate on my childhood, it was just, the type of childhood that the average child doesn't grow up with. Not to go too far into it, but I grew up in a different type of environment. So I had to do a lot of things as a child to becoming an adult, so to speak, very early. So I was quite, as I guess the quote would be to say I was off the porch a little early. So I experienced a lot of things early than the average child my age did. But growing up, I was into music. You know what I'm saying? Listening to music. My father was a DJ. My cousin is a DJ. So I had a lot of records around, and coming up just listening to music, and then I started getting drum machines and all of that, just to speed up a little bit to get a little past the childhood deficiencies that I was raised in. But then I started making music, and now we here, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Just started focusing on that. That became something that I love to do, and then now we here.
So you're in California now. Why'd you make that move, and how's it going for you?
I mean, Cali is cool. You know what I'm saying? It was a little slow. It was a little slow at first. It was a little slow at first because I'm from a faster paced environment. But Cali is cool. Ended up out here because, my wife had some endeavors out here. So we came out here to see what was going on. But we moved around a lot. We lived in Maryland, lived in North Carolina, and then California.
So you said your father was a DJ. What are some of your other musical influences, as well as what got you into hip hop specifically?
My my cousin. My cousin was a DJ, but he grew up in the breakdancing era, so that was one of the things that was also a great influence on me because I had to learn how to like breakdance and pop and all of that stuff to go outside and chill with them. So just growing up around them and my cousins and watching the beat streets and the break-ins and all of that, that grabbed my attention like early on.
All right, man. So a lot of people in hip hop prodigies, may not realize that you are one of the founders of Machine Masters. So how did that get started, and how is it currently going?
Machine Masters, we still rocking and rolling. We've been going since 2012. We're 7 years in now. So this will actually be our eighth year. Yeah, this will be our 8th year in. And Machine Masters, it just started organically. Like I was early on when I was using Machine, I was putting videos on YouTube about just things to learn about how to use the machine in the same way that you would use the MPC, since I came from an MPC background and then went to Machine. So my partner, AG Got Beats, he was on YouTube as well doing tutorials, but this was prior to me. This was prior to our meeting. So I came across him on YouTube, and then we just started politicking on YouTube. I was asking him certain questions, and we started politicking on YouTube, and we just like organically grew from there, built a relationship. Then we started coming up with things that we could do together, something that we could do together to create a movement. And we came up with Machine Masters, and we started from a mailing list, just mailing list. Had to build the website. We did the Sample Pack Saturday. That was the initial release of Machine Masters outside of well, not even outside of, but in company with doing tutorials and stuff of that nature. So we started with a mailing list, and then our community just started growing and growing and growing, and we started expanding into doing on the spot sessions and going to different venues and meeting other people, and here we are with Machine Masters.
Hey, question, man. Do you MC at all, or are you strictly beats, man?
Nah. I can't rap, man. But I can rap you a gift. You know what I'm saying? But that's the limit to it.
I mean, I know that you're an MPC guy, but you've also worked with Machine. So which one is your go-to, and why?
Well, I started with my first drum machine was a Roland R8, and Then I went from a Roland R8 to a MPC 2000 to an MPC 2000 XL to the machine, and then back to MPC. But I was rocking with MPC for a minute, and one of my peoples was using. I was rocking with Machine for a minute, rather, and then one of my peoples had introduced me to the MPC, but it said it had software. So I was like, I'm not messing with it because I'm on Machine real heavy, and I was like, if I start messing with the MPC, then I'm just gonna go back to that. So initially, I was introduced to the software, to the MPC software first, but I couldn't use the software without authorizing it with an MPC. So I got an MPC, and then I started using it, and then I authorized the software, and I started using it, and before you know it, I wasn't even messing with my machine no more it was so because it was so familiar, and then it took me back to a place that I was familiar with. Then I just started rocking with the MPC because I was initially trying to get the machine to do things that the MPC did. So then when I came across the MPC, then I just started using the MPC, and then I never went back.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, Taz, what you got for him?
All right, yeah, I got a couple of questions for you here. So,
All
yeah,
right.
can you tell our listeners out here, like, as far as you being a producer, how would you describe your style? And if you could work with any artist in the world to, like, rock to one of your beats, who would that be and why?
My style is more of I came up in the so to speak, I guess the boom bap era.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So for the most part, that's like, my style is sample based, you know what I mean? Hard drums and shit, popping snares. So that's mostly what my style of production would be. And artist that I could work with, an artist that I could work with that I would, that's hard to say because there's so many people out there. But
Yeah.
well, off the top right now, honestly, off the top right now, I have some things that I'm putting in the works, and I want to get with Hell's Yeah to put something together. That's somebody that I want to work with right now. 'Cause I think Hell's Yeah is super nice.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, and that kind of goes into my next question, which was going to be like if you had any upcoming or current projects that we should be checking for, and also how can people hear some of your work as well.
A lot of my stuff is on. I have stuff on YouTube. I'm doing a lot of blends right now, just taking acapellas and putting them on some of my beats and just promoting the beats that way using acapellas. And I'm all over the internet. Instagram. I have a SoundCloud, but I haven't even used the SoundCloud in many, many years. But I'm
Right.
all over Instagram. Billy Blass. I'm everywhere. Any social medias, you can check out any of my stuff. And I also have like sound packs. I do sound packs as well. And those are on our website, which is machinemasters.com. So you can check me out in those places.
Okay, that's what's up. And do you have any advice for like any upcoming producers or just someone out there trying to make it? Like maybe like any experiences or tips you would like to share with us?
Yeah. Don't stop. Don't stop whatever it is you're doing. If you find a passion and you find something that you like, you find a sound, do it. There's no correct way to make music. There's no wrong way to make music. If it feels good and it sounds good, then it's musical. And one thing that I've noticed a lot of people that don't allow people to downplay what it is you're doing. Like I noticed a lot of people use the word little. Like, oh, I see you making
Right.
little beats, or I see a little post and all that. Don't allow people to downplay what it is that you're doing by saying things like that because that's very disencouraging. And just be around like-minded people because
Right.
if you show me who you're walking with, I could tell you where you're going.
That's what's up. Okay, yeah, I like that. I can definitely feel that. And speaking a little bit about producers and MCs, I mean, they, have always had differences here and there. In your opinion, like, how do you feel the producer and MC can like strengthen their relationship in the hip hop community?
Get together, get in the studio and work. Get in the studio and work. And I know today, like a lot of things today is a lot of stuff is done like over the internet. But even if that is the case, just come get with an artist and meet with somebody and try to create a chemistry, try to come up with a sound and find a mutual place where y'all can work together as far as you being a producer and them being the artist. Because what that does also is being a producer, that also gives you an opportunity to create a sound and then learn the artist's voice and their vocal tones and all of that. So that'll also push you to getting some engineering experience, because if you can hear it in your head, then you can create it through your hands. So I would definitely say, get with an artist and create a sound and build some rapport and put it together and build from there.
That's what's up. And you said if you can hear it through your head, you can do it through your hand. How did you say that? I like that.
Yeah, if you can hear it in your if you can hear it in your head, you can do it with your hands. Like, so if you hear
Yeah.
what it is that you want in your head, you can actually get the idea out. Like me, and the reason why I say that is because, I'm not very well at playing the piano. I can't play the piano that good. So I can hear stuff in my head, but for some reason for me, it stops at my fingertips. Like I can't
Right.
translate it through my fingertips. So that's something that I'm also teaching myself right now, is to how to play piano a little better. So that's where that comes from. If you can hear it in your head, then you create it with your hands.
That's dope. Hey, bro, you should put that on a t-shirt for real. That's dope.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, can we
Yeah,
use
for
that? Can we use
sure.
that for Hip Hop Prodigy's meme?
Yeah. No doubt. No
You
doubt.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's dope though. Yeah. Okay. And if you could like tell our listeners like anything, what would you want them to know about you and what is your message to the world?
Uh, anything you want to know about me? I mean, I'm an open book. I'm on social media. I'm very approachable. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of knowledge in my head and I'm willing to share it. I'm not like a guy that, that's like a gatekeeper that tries to keep everybody else out. And if I could say anything to the world, it would be, do you want to win or just look good losing? Because the choice is yours.
I can dig that. Okay. And lastly, like, why did you become a member of Hip Hop Prodigies and why do you continue to support the movement?
Because hip hop prodigies is a movement. And who doesn't want to be a prodigy in their life? And I'm from a hip hop era, and I like the way that it's a community that is for each other. You know what I mean? There's not you can't if there's something that you need to learn, there's somebody in hip hop prodigies that's willing to give you that information, or has the information, or can put you in the right direction to get the information that you need. And these days, we need communities like hip hop prodigies, because they it's not a closed entity. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where when I say a closed entity, I mean that it's not like a closed entity that's moving as just a unit, is just this, and you can't be involved in it. From to my knowledge, it's like everywhere. It's a lot of people from all over, from different time zones, different countries, and that's what's dope, because a platform such as Hip Hop Prodigies allows people to connect with others that they wouldn't actually or even have access to, because it's such a worldwide movement.
That's
So that's
real.
why I rock with Hip Hop Prodigies heavy.
That's real, man. And anybody out there listening that wants more information, just go to hiphopprodigies.com. And Billy, shout out your website again so they can check you out.
It's machinemasters.com, MASCHINE masters.com.
Oh,
And
That's
one
that's
last.
what's
on
up.
that's on Facebook and Instagram as well.
Oh, yo, my bad. Real quick before I forget, you also have a podcast, right? Can you tell everybody about that?
Yeah, you could catch our podcast it's on YouTube. It's the More Than Beats podcast. We're on YouTube, SoundCloud, and uh, Apple. And you can catch we release every Thursday. So we're trying to like actually create maybe a more consistent schedule. But as of right now, we are we release our podcast on Thursdays, and it comes out. It's on YouTube. You can go check that out at Machine Masters on YouTube. And we haven't actually done a podcast in these past 2 weeks, because AG is out on the road right now, getting doing some video recording. So we haven't had an opportunity to do podcasts in these past 2 weeks, but it's gonna be dope, because the people gonna be real. They're gonna be real happy with what's going down when we come back.
All right, I guess that wraps up today's interview. Just want to say thanks. Taz, do you have any last words?
Nah, I'm good. I mean, you have any shout outs or anybody you want to shout out before we get out of here, Billy?
Um, Shout out to Hip Hop Prodigies, of course, everybody over at Hip Hop Prodigies, and shout out to Machine Masters, my man AG Got Beats, and Sound Lounge family, my Sound Lounge family out there in San Diego. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we'll definitely, touch bases with you in the future so we can get an update and get you back on the show. But have a good day, and thank you so much for coming through today.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Salute to y'all. Peace to Hip Hop Prodigies.